Sex is taboo. We don't talk about it openly, not even with the people we're having sex with. But why? Think about it. Heading home in last night's clothes? That's the walk of shame. Judging your friend for sleeping with a new guy? You're slut-shaming. Experts say the way to remove the shame is to talk about sex openly. Easier said than done. That's why people Google things like, how do I have sex? It's also why people take their cues about sex from porn. Entrepreneur Cindy Gallop thinks tech can change our distorted views of sex and eliminate the shame around it.
What does sex and tech have to do with each other?
We don't talk about sex in the real world. At the same time, everybody is desperate to learn about sex, be educated about sex, be able to be good at sex. The problem is that when people learn about sex from porn, they're learning from a performative form of entertainment that bears no resemblance to what will enable you to have great sex in the real world. I want to be very clear about this. The issue isn't porn. The issue is the complete absence in our society of an open, healthy, honest conversation around sex in the real world. So 4 years ago, my team and I launched MakeLoveNotPorn.tv, which is an entirely user-generated, crowdsourced video sharing platform that celebrates real-world sex. Anybody from anywhere in the world can submit videos of themselves having real-world sex. We're not porn, we're not amateur, we're building a whole new category online that has never previously existed, social sex. So our competition isn't porn, it's Facebook and YouTube, or rather it would be if Facebook and YouTube allowed sexual self-expression and self-identification, which they don't. You pay to rent and stream social sex videos, and half that income goes to our contributors, or as we call them, our Make Love Not Porn stars.
We already spend so much of our time every day on our apps, right, and with our phones. So do you think that people really want to spend time also then filming their sex lives and sharing it?
The way to think about social sex is, on Facebook, you might see from your friends, for example, we're madly in love. And so here we are on a romantic weekend in Paris. And on Make Love Not Porn, it's, we're madly in love. And here's the great sex we had in our hotel room on that same weekend in Paris.
You're building this company and this industry out not because you just enjoy talking about sex, it's because there's a greater good for humanity, you think, right?
No other area of tech offers the opportunity to do the two things that Silicon Valley desperately wants to do at an exponential level. To do an enormous amount of social good and to make an absolutely colossal amount of money. Sex tech is the next trillion-dollar category.
And you're still struggling to raise funding for this company.
So I've been trying for 2 years to raise $2 million in funding for Make Love Not Porn and failing, which is very frustrating. Our biggest obstacle raising funding is the social dynamic that I call fear of what other people will think, which operates around sex more than any other area.
Do you think that society is more ready now to accept or start talking about sex tech?
We live in a world where grabbing women by the pussy is now presidentially endorsed. We can no longer go on operating around sex and porn the way we always have. Talking openly and honestly about sex creates so much social benefit, and then we cease to bring up Brock Turners. We end rape culture, all areas where the perpetrators rely on our shame and embarrassment around sex to ensure that the victims will never speak up, will never complain, will never take it to the authorities. We have to bring this discussion out into the open.